I discovered my husband cheating with my sister, divorced him, and cut off my family. The city of Chicago buzzed with its usual chaos, the skyline a jagged crown against the twilight. Emily Carter, 30, stood in her high-rise apartment staring at the life she'd built with Ryan, her husband of 6 years. Their marriage wasn't perfect, petty arguments over dishes or late nights at work, but it was solid, grounded in love and trust, or so she thought. 8 months ago, everything changed when her younger sister Star returned to town. Star, 28, had always been the wild card in the Carter family. Charismatic, impulsive, with a smile that could charm anyone, she'd left for Florida at 18, chasing dreams of modeling and freedom. Emily had missed her fiercely, their late-night calls a lifeline through the years. When Star announced she was moving back, Emily was thrilled. She envisioned cozy dinners, reconnecting over old memories, maybe even healing the rift with their toxic parents, who'd always pitted the sisters against each other. Ryan, a marketing exec with a quick laugh and steady hands, welcomed Star with open arms. He helped her find an apartment, even drove her to job interviews. Emily loved his kindness, the way he made Star feel at home, but something felt off. Star's visits grew frequent, her laughter lingering too long in their living room. Ryan's phone buzzed late at night, his excuses vague. Emily brushed it off. Trust was the bedrock of their marriage. Doubting him felt like betraying hers. It started with small clues. A lipstick stain on Ryan's shirt, not Emily's shade. Star's perfume clinging to his jacket. Late-night texts he dismissed as work. Emily's gut churned, but she silenced it, blaming stress from her job as a graphic designer. Then came the night that shattered everything. It was a Friday, and Emily was supposed to be at a client meeting until 9 p.m. The client canceled last minute, so she headed home early, picking up Thai takeout to surprise Ryan. The apartment was quiet when she entered, the lights dim. Then she heard it, a muffled giggle from the bedroom. Her heart dropped. She crept forward, the takeout bag trembling in her hands. The bedroom door was ajar. There, tangled in the sheets she and Ryan had chosen together, were Ryan and Star. Her sister's hair spilled across the pillow, Ryan's hands on her waist. Emily froze, the world tilting. The takeout slipped from her fingers, splattering on the floor. The noise snapped them apart, their faces pale with shock. "Emily?" Ryan stammered, scrambling for the blanket. Star's eyes widened, but she didn't speak. Emily's voice was ice. "Get out! Both of you!" Ryan tried to explain, words tumbling over each other. It was a mistake, it meant nothing, it only happened once. Star stayed silent, her gaze fixed on the floor. Emily didn't care for excuses. She grabbed Ryan's keys, threw them at him, and pointed to the door. Star fled without a word, her purse clutched to her chest. The days that followed were a blur of rage and grief. Emily locked herself in the apartment, ignoring Ryan's calls and Star's texts. She replayed every moment of their marriage, every laugh with her sister, searching for signs she'd missed. The betrayal cut deeper than she'd imagined, a double wound from the two people she'd trusted most. But the pain wasn't just about them. It stirred older wounds, memories of a childhood spent navigating her parents' toxicity. The Carters were a family of appearances. Her mother, Diane, was a master manipulator, always favoring Star, the pretty one, while dismissing Emily as the smart one. Her father, Greg, was distant, his approval reserved for whoever shone brightest. The sisters had been pitted against each other, their bond frayed by competition. Emily had fought to rise above it, building a life of her own. Now Star's betrayal felt like a final twist of the knife. Emily hired a lawyer the next week. Ryan begged for a second chance, but she was done. The divorce was swift. The papers signed in a sterile office. She kept the apartment, her one anchor, and Ryan moved out. Star tried to reach out, leaving voicemails about explaining, but Emily deleted them. She blocked their numbers, her parents too, when Diane called to defend Star, blaming Emily for pushing Ryan away. Cutting off her family wasn't easy. Emily mourned the sister she'd loved, the parents she'd hoped would change, but she felt a strange freedom, like shedding a heavy coat. She leaned on her best friend Lila, a fiery journalist who'd always seen through Star's charm. Lila helped her redecorate the apartment, painting over the memories with bright colors and new art. Emily threw herself into work, her designs earning praise and a promotion. Slowly, she rebuilt herself
2 years
piece
later,
by piece.
Emily was a different woman.
At 32, she was thriving, her career soaring, her heart scarred but healing. She'd started therapy, unraveling the layers of guilt and anger from her family's dysfunction. She dated sparingly, wary of trust, but found solace in her independence. Chicago felt like hers again, its streets a map of her resilience. Then came the letter. It arrived in a plain envelope, postmarked from Florida. Star's handwriting. Emily almost tossed it, but curiosity won. Inside was a single page, Star's words shaky. Emily, I know you hate me, and I deserve it. I was selfish, lost in my own mess. Ryan was a mistake, but I let it happen. I'm in therapy now, trying to fix myself. Mom and Dad cut me off too. They're worse than ever. I don't expect forgiveness, but I'm sorry. I miss you. Emily's chest tightened. She didn't want to care, but the words stirred something. Pity, maybe, or the ghost of sisterly love. She didn't respond, but the letter lingered, a crack in her armor. Months later, Emily attended a design conference in New York. The event was a whirlwind of creativity, and she met Ethan, a soft-spoken architect with warm brown eyes. Their connection was instant, built on shared passions and quiet humor. He didn't push, didn't pry, but his presence felt like sunlight after a long winter. They exchanged numbers, and soon late-night calls turned into visits. Ethan was different from Ryan. He listened, saw her, not just her strength, but her vulnerabilities. When she told him about the betrayal, he didn't offer platitudes, just held her hand. Their first kiss, under a starry Manhattan sky, was a promise of something new. Emily felt her heart open, cautious but hopeful. One evening, as they walked along the Hudson, Ethan asked about her family. Emily hesitated, then shared the truth. Star, Ryan, the toxic Carters. He listened, then said, "You're not defined by them, Emily. You're you, and that's enough." A year later, Emily got a call from an unknown number. It was Star, her voice trembling. "I'm in Chicago. I need to see you, please." Against her better judgment, Emily agreed to meet at a quiet cafe. Star looked different, thinner, her eyes shadowed. She spoke of her struggles, a failed modeling career, therapy, cutting off their parents. She didn't ask for forgiveness, only for a chance to rebuild. Emily listened, her heart torn. She wasn't ready to trust, but she offered a small nod. "Maybe one day," she said. 5 years after the betrayal, Emily stood on her balcony, Ethan's arms around her. They were engaged now, planning a life together. Her father's health had declined, and Diane's calls went unanswered. Star sent occasional texts, small steps toward reconciliation, but Emily kept her distance, guarding her peace. The betrayal had shattered her, but it also set her free. She'd divorced Ryan, cut off her toxic family, and built a life on her own terms. Ethan's love was her anchor, her designs her legacy. Chicago's skyline glittered below, a testament to her strength. A woman reborn from the ashes of betrayal. The aftermath of the divorce was a crucible. Emily's apartment, once a sanctuary, felt like a museum of her pain. She spent nights scrubbing Ryan's presence from it, his coffee mugs, his favorite chair, the photos on the fridge. Lila was her lifeline, dragging her to yoga classes and dive bars, forcing laughter back into her life. Therapy became a ritual, a place to untangle the knots of her childhood. Her therapist, Dr. Patel, helped her see the patterns. Her mother's manipulation, her father's neglect, Star's need for validation. Emily had been the peacemaker, always smoothing edges, but no more. Work was her salvation. Her designs, bold, vibrant, emotional, caught the eye of a major firm. A campaign for a local nonprofit went viral, earning her a promotion to creative director. She poured her pain into her art, each project a step toward healing. Friends rallied around her, but she kept them at arm's length, wary of betrayal. Lila called it her fortress phase, but Emily saw it as survival. Star's letter arrived like a ghost from the past. Emily read it again and again, torn between anger and empathy. She didn't reply, but she kept it in a drawer, a reminder of what she'd lost and what she'd gained. Her life was hers now, free from the Carters' shadow. Ethan changed everything. Their first date was at a tiny bookstore, where they debated